Hello everybody. So about 17 days ago, I made a video where I addressed how I think Tking can be fixed in Elim. It didn't really occur to me when I made that video that there would be people who didn't think changes were necessary at all. I kind of didn't assume this was a thing because a lot of the people I'd been talking to at the time and a lot of my fans unanimously agree that Elim needs something of a change. And the question really then was what? It wasn't until I started snooping around on Reddit and on Facebook and looking at the Vigor community as a whole that I realized there are still some people who don't think Tking is bad in Elim, which is absurd to me. First things first, that has to be addressed here. A lot of the people who are vehement supporters of not touching TK don't play Elim. And if you are ever finding yourself in an argument with someone who just seems absolutely insane with what they're saying, there is a 90 to 95% chance, now that's not an actual gathered statistic, but I'm wagering here, that they don't play Elim. So if you ever think someone who you're arguing against about Elim is absurd and insane, kindly ask them, say, yo bro, how much Elim do you play? And if they say, well, I think TKing isn't an issue in Elim, but I haven't played in 2 seasons, then you have your answer, and you will probably get nowhere with that conversation. So moving on to the people who you can get somewhere in the conversation, we have 2 big things that TKing causes an issue with. First is how frequently TKing is happening in Elim right now, and the second thing is how TKing can ruin an Elim round. First thing I'm going to address is how frequent TKing is. In Season 5, I was going to make a video very similar to this. It never really came to fruition, but I was gathering statistics on how often TKing was happening in that season. And during that season, around 66 to 50% of the rounds, so 50 to 66% of rounds, had at least one TK in it. Now, these TKs could be game-ending, where someone would TK over and over again until they get booted, or it could just be one random round they spawn in, they shoot everybody, and they decide it's a night. But regardless, that was an absurd statistic. Now, I do gotta note that statistic has since gone down. In my recent statistics I've been gathering, which aren't complete, and I eventually will release completely when I'm done, we're looking at 20 to 33% of all rounds having at least one TK. That's not okay. That is 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 3. And I'm sorry, but no, that's not okay. And now to explain why that's not okay. Why is it, oh, well, you just TK'd, it's not a big deal. Haha, funny. No, it's not haha funny. Okay? Elim takes a minute 30 to 2:30 to kill. Sometimes if you're in off times, that can be 3 minutes if you're really not lucky. Okay, you load into your favorite Elim match. You are stuck there, guaranteed stuck there, for a minimum of 5 rounds. Now, if your teammates are little angry creatures and they shoot you over and over again, or better yet, they shoot each other so you're 1v5ing the enemy team, do you see the issue? Okay? You're playing these rounds. These rounds, I think on average, an average Elim round is going to be like a minute. Maybe a minute 45 per micro round. I'm saying like per point, right? But an average complete round from start of the game to end of the game is going to be around 10 to 15 minutes from what I've played. Do you know how little fun it is to spend 10 minutes going, wow, it's 1v5. Wow, it's 3v5. Wow, I just got domed by my teammate. After you've sat 3 minutes in queue about Elim? This is the real issue here. I could have sat here and gone off on a tangent for 20 minutes going, well, the tactical gameplay of Elim, well, this and that about Elim. But no, at the end of the day, the most important thing for everyone to consider is that nobody, not even me, and I actually enjoy Elim, but people who are moderate about Elim or are just like, not insane, are not going to risk a 3-minute queue time and the possibility that I have to sit through 10 to 15 minutes of being shot by the guy who's supposed to be my teammate. Okay? I'm not sitting through that shit. Especially when it happens 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 3 rounds. So if I play a full hour of EWIM, which I don't do for this reason, I am pretty much guaranteed that it's some weird snot-nosed brat who thinks they are God. So they shoot me every time and 1v5 and die because they're bad at the game. I know. Maybe I got a little heated there. Maybe I went on an off-tangent rant. Maybe you're not used to that. But the point stands. You shouldn't TK. And if we don't do anything about TKing, these little snot-nosed brats are going to keep ruining the experience for everyone. Because it's way too frequent, and it honestly completely ruins a match when it happens. Because nobody in their right mind wants to get shot over and over again for 10 minutes, or wants to 1v5 the enemy team. Nobody wants to do it. It's not fun. I mean, not even considering the fact that most of the time when someone starts to TK in a team, you want to know what the rest of the team does? They all quit. Rightfully so, because they use their brain and they go, oh, I don't want to waste 10 minutes on a team where my teammate's shooting me. Let me get out of here. And you are literally alone. Do you know how much fun that is to fight? Not fun. Oh, look, my team has 5 guys with grease guns who are trying to gun down the poor chap who's been abandoned by his teammates. Zero fun. Chris not happy. Chris angry. But seriously, though, this does need to be fixed. And I don't really understand how there's still an argument against it at this point in time, unless they just don't play EWIM, in which case that makes a lot of sense. But this has been Christopher Beast. I'll have much more level-headed, less angry videos coming out within the next couple weeks, and hopefully if you enjoy that type of content, or you enjoy this, you'll hit the subscribe. We're almost there to 1K, and that's kind of been the goal lately. Drop a comment if you have any thoughts yourself. Please do not drop a comment if you play EWIM once a month and are going to try to debate me that TKing is not an issue, because I will wallop you. Yep, I'm going to slap you with a PM63 rack. But in all seriousness, I hope you guys all stay safe and have a good rest of your day. This has been Christopher Beast.